Who wants to come to the blackboard and solve the first equation? Ms. Powell asked as she scanned the classroom looking for volunteers. Most of the students looked away or put their heads down, hoping not to be called on to solve the equation in front of the class. Ms. Powell shook her head in disappointment when she saw this. They'd been studying this for weeks and nobody seemed to be learning anything. She suddenly broke out into a wide grin when she saw one little hand eagerly waving all the way in the back of the classroom. Brian, you think you can solve this equation? Brian double-checked the work on his paper before he spoke. Yes, ma'am. Well, come up here and show me. Brian confidently walked to the blackboard. He knew he had the right answer and he wanted to show Ms. Powell that he knew it. Truth be told, fractions and multiplication was easy for him. It was too easy. As a matter of fact, any kind of math was easy to him. He was leaps and bounds smarter than everyone else in the class and he loved taking every opportunity to show everyone exactly how smart he was. He had no idea how or why he picked up on math so easily, all he knew was that he loved counting and that was all the motivation that he needed. Brian easily solved the problem and walked back to his seat all the way in the back of the classroom like it wasn't a big deal. He didn't seek attention or praise, all he wanted to do was let everyone know that he was the smartest person in the room. Brian was only in the 8th grade, but he was already sure that he knew where his life was headed, and he knew that adding and subtraction would be a big part of his life forever. Brian Kennedy was the youngest of 9 siblings. He had 4 sisters and 4 brothers. Brian and his family lived in a 3-bedroom house on 10th and Dauphin Streets in the heart of North Philly. The housing authority home that they now lived in was a major upgrade from their 2-bedroom apartment in the Fairhill projects that they'd been living in until 2 years ago. All of Brian's brothers and sisters had different fathers than him except for Brian's 15-year-old brother Aiden. That was probably one of the reasons that Brian was tighter with Aiden than he was with any of his other brothers and sisters. All 4 of Brian's brothers had been in and out of prison since they were 10 or 11 years old. At 13, Brian was the only one of his brothers who'd never seen the inside of any kind of jail or juvenile facility.